Yes.
I need a friend,
Yes.
where she just fucking stood there and sang a song. There was no,
Hmm.
no offense to Patti LaBelle, ooh, rainbow, ooh, fly. Patti LaBelle is Patti LaBelle. There's no other Patti LaBelle. It's just like Whitney Houston is Whitney Houston. You can't karaoke that. You can't. That's what they were. So when you try to imitate that, it becomes something else.
Hmm.
Then it becomes a whole thing that sometimes people will like and sometimes people won't.
Hmm.
But that girl on Hair that stood there and just sang the song, I Need a Friend. Why are people, or on Fame, Out Here on My Own?
Hmm.
If a dancer can do that in a dance, because you have to understand, we have such a phenomenal vehicle. We're not talking, we're not singing, we're just moving. And sometimes you don't even have to move. They're simple. You could have a conversation with someone with a poem that has three simple little words, as opposed to fa 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 foo fa fa fa. Because there's one of a lot of my teachers used to, because they knew I was a street dancer, and they used to ride me hard, because they knew that I would easily rely on that. But I had to dress a certain way. I couldn't wear rings. I couldn't do this. I had to be there at a certain time. Uh, you know, they were strict, almost like I was in Russia. They that because they saw the potential, you know. And also, what was interesting is many times I would ask the teacher, how was it? And I kid you not, one of the teachers that used to teach her, she came at me and looked at me cross-eyed. She goes, "Oh my God, you were amazing," and walked away. Cross-eyed. And I was like, she was cross-eyed. What does that mean? And then there was another teacher that said, "You were amazing, but you stepped in your heel 3 times." What? What is that? Because we're not pedestrians. We're artists.
Yeah.
And the trick is, when you're a street dancer, you have to make it even more stronger without relying on tricks, because we are pedestrians. But you have to really dig deep to express what you're feeling that's relatable to anybody. Because when you're good, everybody feels they can do it because you made it look that easy. That's the trick.
Okay, last question. What would you want your legacy to be? You've done so much. You're pretty much at an ambassador type mentorship type role, now in your life, with your daughter and just so many youth coming up that may be inspired by the arts. What would you want them to dig in the crates and find when they see your name, Victor?
Well, see, I'm not one to, because even when I was brought back to this style, I don't like, because I'm a firm believer that everybody has it. I'm a firm believer that everybody has rhythm. I'm a firm believer that anybody can learn. You as an instructor just has to take the time to figure out a way to guide the vehicle. Perfect example, my horses, they're rescue horses. One was abused and the other one was abandoned. And the first one that I got, I had to figure out a way to communicate with him so he wouldn't feel like I was abusing him, because he was like jumpy all the time. And she had fire and she just wants to run. So as weird as it sounds, I speak to my horses. And when I bought him, I said to him, we're going to be buddies. And to her, I was like, I'm going to harness your energy. I don't want to lose your spirit. And so what I want kids to know that everybody has is, just be true to yourself. Because if you're true to the essence that you feel in your heart is supposed to be, you have longevity. You know what I mean? You really have longevity. I'll read you this. I mean, because I read one of these things about what inspires you, and I wanted to tell you about it, but I didn't even know I was going to make it here, so I just wrote it and put it on my Facebook, and I put, artistically harnessed raging heart that exposes its owner of inner truth and shows you the power of its intricate simplicity, a pulse, thus birthing breath. We have no pulse, we can't breathe. We can't breathe, we can't dance. So if you go back to basics all the time with yourself, and find the power in simplicity, I think that'd be a cool legacy to be remembered for, right? Because we all have it. You know, power and simplicity. I mean, everybody that, if you ask anybody about me, they'll always say, oh, Victor's always been Victor. He's always been true to himself. Whatever it is, we never know sometimes. He just sticks to his guns. You know, I'm very cool the fact that if, God forbid, something whatever happened, I can go work at McDonald's. I can go, I've swept hair at Supercuts. You know, I've never seeked the limelight. I just know for me it's always been a responsibility. You know, and so whenever I have to do something, I have to make sure that it's done properly, because I don't want trophies. I don't want it, because we all have that. I came from projects. I came from nothing. You know, I want my daughter to know that her dad was cool. He was good with everybody. You know, I have a tattoo around my heart that says fragile, and everybody's like, "You're not fragile." I said, "My heart is fragile. Don't fuck with me. I'm not." And your heart is your soul, and it's your pulse, and it's your blood, and it's your breath. And if you're true to your heart with dance, I know you guys have experienced it. I know you've seen it. You know, there's great people that do nothing, but you swore they flew. Because they made you fly. You know. Once again, I don't know if that answers your question, but that's...
Yes, and thank you for your time.
Yeah. Wow. I want to thank, actually, in reality, my friends, because they're probably, because this dance, punking whacking, has become so popular now, and they're probably one of the reasons I'm still here as well, because I'm still doing it. And amazing group of guys. Andrew. Arthur. Billy Starr. Chanadal, whose real name was Kenny. Lonnie. Michelangelo. Tinker. And I think Tommy's still around. Then there was Claude. Fay Ray. Jojo. Johnny. Juan. Lizard Woman. And Rodney. Original punkers. People.
Thank you.
And myself, I guess, but I'm still here so I could talk about it.